Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Michelle Kania, and I teach art here at Pencrest High School. My contact information is below, as well as on my welcome screen if you need to email me or call me for any reason. I grew up in media and graduated from Pencrest High School in 1998. This is my 17th year of teaching, and it's hard to believe that I've spent over half of my life in this building, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I graduated from the Maryland Institute College of Art in 2002 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fine Arts. In 2004, I graduated from the University of the Arts with a Master of the Art of Teaching in Visual Arts. I am a co-sponsor for the National Art Honor Society here at Pencrest. In addition to teaching, I create portraits of people and animals in pencil and oils. I participate in local art shows and was accepted as a member of Oil Painters of America this year. I live with my husband Matt and two dogs, Diesel and Nala. We like to hike, travel, and explore together. I'm an avid runner and enjoy training and running half marathons. I teach Art Major 1, Introduction to Metalwork and Jewelry, Advanced Metalwork and Jewelry, Mixed Media, and Ceramics A. Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Thomas Merton. Mondays are introduction to assignments and demonstration days. Most projects will take 2 to 3 weeks, so not every Monday will be an intro or a demo, but I will, and especially with ceramics as they're learning new hand building techniques, I will be demoing probably every couple days with different techniques for them to learn. But once we get in the swing of things, Mondays will generally be the days that we intro assignments and demo. Tuesdays through Thursdays are open studio days where students will be actively making art with me together in our Zoom room. Students are encouraged to ask questions, especially encouraged to and expected to work on their artwork while they're at home in class. This is the one opportunity they have where they can ask me specific things, and I can show them specific demonstrations to questions that they have. Fridays are sharing work and critique days where students will talk about their work with their peers. Some Fridays may also be studio days as we progress through the course. All students in all art classes will receive art supply kits. In Ceramics A, students will be receiving a kit that does have clay. They will be making clay and working with clay to make ceramic objects. Art supply kits will contain the materials students will use to create their artwork. It will be made up of consumable items, which are paint, pencils, erasers, clay, things that we expect students to use and go through, and non-consumable items, such as tools, brushes, and palettes. With ceramics, they will have a lot of ceramics tools. They are expected to be returned and cared for properly and returned in good condition at the end of the course. Project packs will contain the sketch and good papers needed for given assignments, as well as more clay as we work through. Art bins will be provided to every student to store their art supplies and projects in. When we move to a hybrid schedule, the bins will be stored in the classroom for easy access, especially because it is not advisable to move clay and ceramic items from one location to the next, especially with a bus or a car ride, if they can help it. The first assignment that we did with all of our classes was a Getting to Know Me assemblage project. And students were required to find 2 or more objects that represent things they like, things they do, and things that are important to who they are. So this was my example of the assemblage project right here, where I showed them what it's expected to look like and how items should be placed and how full their picture should be. So these are some student examples from various classes. As you can see, students really got involved in their objects and really choosing things that were important to who they are, and also the layout. So they were looking at composition, they were looking at how to arrange items, how to overlap items, have them off the page, and they really got excited about the items that they chose. Students had to complete a reflection when they handed their assignment in, where they were able to explain everything that they used and why. Students were able to get to know each other as they critiqued and looked at each other's work. Students were able to get to know me by looking at my assemblage and listening to my explaining it. And then students were also able to get to know one another as they did critique one another. So it was a great way for students to kind of learn a little bit about themselves and each other as they worked through the project. It was helpful because obviously students being virtual at home, this kind of gave us a sense of community as we were able to look at things that people had in common, things that were different, and hopefully create a little sense of community. Ceramics A. The syllabus for Ceramics A can be found in Unit 1, Module 1. Explore the many facets of clay construction and decoration in creating functional, sculptural, and decorative ceramic objects. This semester course stresses the role of ceramics in the past as well as trends and innovations of contemporary ceramic production. Various procedures will be used to solve functional and three-dimensional design problems in creative ways. Hand building, wheel throwing, glazing, and firing techniques will be introduced through open-ended problems that require individual and unique solutions. This course is designed for the beginning ceramics student and may be taken one time. These are some student examples of projects that were created in Ceramics A. Art room donation requests. We're always looking for items that you have laying around the house that you're looking to get rid of but not sure what to do or just don't want to throw them away. We are always looking for objects for still life, so even though ceramics does not necessarily draw still lifes, the other art majors, drawing and painting classes do. So any objects that you have laying around, maybe in your basement or that you think are junk or just need to get rid of, medium or larger objects, metal or glass objects such as bottles or plates or bells or things that you have laying around. Objects that are sturdy and in good condition, and objects with interesting parts like old clocks, old tools, things like that are interesting for students to really get into and draw. Magazine fabric scraps for collage, old sheets and tablecloths for still life backdrops, latex primer to prime 4-foot by 4-foot boards, medium and large plastic containers for water containers for ceramics and for painting in the art major program. So any sour cream containers, anything with a lid, or even without a lid, but anything large enough like a larger yogurt container would be great. We would gladly accept those. Beads and jewelry findings, old costume jewelry that you have, newspapers to cover tables, also for paper mache, and then old hair dryers to dry paint. So if you have any old hair dryers that are not being used anymore, we will certainly take them. All donations can be just dropped off in the main front doors of Pencrest High School. Just make sure you write Kania on the outside of the bag. Kania. Thank you for attending my virtual back to school night. I look forward to working with you and your child.